opinions and views of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
To be a giant. This has forever been our passion, this desire to be a giant. Not to stand on one's shoulders, but to have one for a friend, though these may be fortunate things, but to be one. Giants step over barriers that seem never-ending. They conquer mountains that appear insurmountable. Giants rise above fear, triumph over pain, push themselves, and inspire others to be a giant, to do giant things, to take giant steps, to move the world forward.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Philippines Uncut. I'm your host, Buddy Cunanan. Now, on this show, we talk about everything under the sun, and tonight we are focusing on sports, as we here on Philippines Uncut believe that sports is integral to development for our youth and nation building. Now, folks, we've all been witness recently to the London Olympic Games, where the Philippines once again failed to win a single medal. Zero, nada, zilch. Now, this all begs the question, what is going on with Philippine sports? Why is it that a country with almost 100 million people, with the people as talented as the Filipinos, cannot even win a single medal in the Olympics? Now, helping us answer these questions and finding out what the problem is in Philippine sports are two very prominent personalities in Philippine sports. To my right, there is Susan Papa, who is a bemedaled swimmer and the president of the Philippine Swim League. Good evening, Ms. Papa. Welcome to Philippines Uncut.
And I would love to talk the future of the sports.
Thank you. And joining Ms. Papa is an icon also of Philippine sports, Mr. Goteng Kok, who is the president of the Philippine Amateur Track and Field Association, or PATAFA for short. Good evening, Mr. Go. Welcome po to Philippines Uncut.
Good evening, Bobby. I'm here. I will share with you what I know in the sport.
Yes, sir. Now, let's talk about po your personal involvement in sports, starting po with Ms. Papa.
Yeah. Right now, I'm the president of the Philippine Swimming League, and the last time I was here, I remember that we are like on the 20th leg. Now, we are now on the 31st leg of our series. And I'm glad to tell you, and I'm glad to tell the listeners that the last UAAP swimmers are PSL swimmers, has just beaten most of the national players in UAAP girls division.
Yes. Now, the PSL, the Philippine Swim League, is separate. It's different from another entity called the Philippine Amateur Swimming Association, or PASA. What is the difference?
The Philippine Amateur Swimming Association is also known as now the Philippine Aquatic Sports Association, and then recently they changed their name again to Philippine Swimming Inc.
Okay. Okay.
The Philippine Swimming League is now accredited by PESAP, which international federation is the PISU. It involves colleges. We have also an Olympic-like event, just like the Olympic, for the university.
Yes, but what is the main difference between PASA and PSL? PASA is a Philippine Olympic Committee recognized association, while you are not. Am I correct?
That is right.
Okay.
But we are also National Sports Association that involves colleges.
Okay, but since you are not recognized by the Philippine Olympic Committee, which is a non-government organization, you cannot. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. You cannot, or your players cannot compete in IOC accredited events.
supposedly, yun yung kinalakaran eh.
Okay.
That's the habit na
Okay.
if you're not a member of the National
Okay.
Sports Association like swimming, you cannot compete.
Okay.
But yun actually nagiging problema.
Sige.
And that's the point where most of the swimmers are being discouraged.
Okay, and tell me how this led to the formation of the Philippine Swim League. If I understand correctly, the PSL is a new organization.
Yes.
How old are
that's,
you?
2 years now active.
Okay.
Because we were created because of these association issues. Because in the National Association, which is the PASA, we call PASA, you have to be a member.
Yes.
If you are not a member, you have to pay dues. Then you cannot compete against the non-PASA members.
And you cannot compete in IOC sanctioned events.
That's
Yes.
what they said.
Yes.
But
okay.
that's what we are saying.
Okay.
Na that should not be.
Okay.
Because it's immeasurable sports and swimming.
Yes.
If you're the best and you qualify, they should send you.
Should be.
Should be.
And as you mentioned earlier, a few minutes ago, you said that your Philippine Swim League swimmers have been beating the PASA
Yes,
swimmers.
recently. Just last Sunday, the most outstanding swimmer is now a Philippine Swimming League and the Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
Meaning, bago lang siya, naging most outstanding pa siya.
Imagine that. Hindi siya member ng PASA, hindi siya nagbayad ng dues doon sa inyo. He joined the Philippine Swim League and yet he topped
the national team members. So yun yung nakakatuwa doon.
Yes.
Na kahit walang tulong ng gobyerno, yung finances,
Yes.
hindi kami binibigyan. Kasi ang sinabi nila, ang bibigyan lang ay yung member ng POC.
Okay. So, point of clarification, the Philippine Sports Commission, which is actually the government body tasked with giving money to sports associations, gives to PASA because it is a POC, Philippine Olympic Committee accredited National Sports Association, and does not give to PSL, your organization.
That's right.
Okay.
Finances.
Okay.
And we are not, you know, in fairness to PSC, we are not asking money from them. Talagang we would like to survive. We would like to show other national associations that we can do it.
Asan po galing yung inyong funding?
Yung funding namin ay tulong-tulong sa mga parents, katulad mo.
No, very good, very good. Bravo, Miss Papa. Sige, before we go more into that, let's talk about Patafa naman and Mr. Go's involvement in sports. Alam niyo mo, Mr. Go, as long as I can remember, estudyante pa ako, naririnig ko na yung pangalan ninyo. Pagdating sa track and field, basta Gotengkok, yung talagang naging, that's why I said, you're a veritable institution when it comes to sports, especially track and field. Paano po kayo nag-umpisa sa sports?
Well, you know, this is my 22nd years as a president of Patapa. Well, I become a sportsman because of Governor Sahing. The late Governor Sahing, I meet him when I was representing the manager of basketball team in Asian game in Beijing. That was 1990, I think. That was the first time I met him. And Governor Sahing convinced me. He told me, Kotingkok, wala yung basketball. You go to track and field. Kasi track and field is a sentence-based sport. And track and field have so many events. And basketball, although we are a basketball country, pero kailangan niya hide eh.
Of course, of course.
Ngayon, dito sa track and field, hindi nang kailangan hide eh. Tsaka kahit maitim ka, kahit maputi ka, you have chance.
Yes.
You have chance. That's the reason why he convinced me to become, enter to the track and field. Immediately, when we come back from Beijing, he asked me to join the Patapa. And he endorsed me to become a vice president. Alam mo, during the time, I was so young. And medyo mayabang. Sabi ko, if you were going to give it to me a vice president, meron pa executive vice eh. Under pa ako. Okay na ako under sa'yo. Huwag nang another one. Unless I will become executive vice, I will not accept the position. So, the executive vice president is also a good friend of Governor Sahing, and he give way to me. Nakita yan parang I'm very eager to become a member of PATAPA. So on that time, I become the executive vice.
Mr. Go, sa track and field, just for our viewers and my information, how many sports or how many events ang meron sa track and field?
We have 46 events.
46
Yes.
events. Wow.
That's why, any country, you want to win the overall champion in SEA Games or Olympic Game or Asian Game, you must be good in 3 kind of sport. First is track and field, second is swimming, and third is shooting. Because with these 3 sport combined,
Ang dami niyong medals.
you will have more than 130 medals up.
Yes.
So these are the sport. If you cannot be good, you have no chance to become an overall champion.
Mr. Go, how is PATAPA doing? Ano yung mga accomplishments niyo of late? Marami ba kayong
So far,
naiuwi na?
so far so good. We have a ongoing weekly relay every week in Ultra, and it was financed by Philippine Sport Commission. Yan ang programa latest namin. Tsaka, we send our athletes to all the international competition the whole year around. Many international competitions. So far we are making, we have a lot of program ongoing.
So it's good that we have a representation here from a National Sports Association, PATAFA, which is recognized by the Philippine Olympic Committee, at meron rin tayong representation from a non-POC association. Now, let's go to the question that is on everyone's mind, including mine, and it's good that the two of you are here because Mr. Go's involvement in sports a long way, and kay rin, Ms. Papa, you're a bemedaled swimmer. How many medals na po at trophies yung
I have 600 plus. Just before I retired, I have 600 plus medals.
Papi, can I comment?
Yes,
can I
yes.
comment
Yes.
about the a while ago kay Susan yung sinasabi doon. You know, we NSA recognized by the POC. We are the one representing the country because of the IOC sanction. Now, as a NSA president also, even some of the athletes, they are not sanctioned. Some of the other college, they are not sanctioned. We will get them. We will allow them to represent.
Kahit na hindi,
kasi-
NSA member.
Kasi that's the difference between swimming and track and field now, the leadership. You can see naman, Mr. Mark Joseph, he want to control. Me, I'm open.
So, sa inyo po, yung sinasabi nyo, sa PATAFA, your NSA, kahit hindi member ng PATAFA, pero magaling,
Yes.
papatakbuhin nyo.
Yeah, there was, for example, like marathon. Before we need anyone who want to organize a marathon, they have to get a sanction from me. Without my sanction, they cannot participate. But now I give, bahala kayo.
Yes.
Basta
Let
work
the
naman.
best man or woman win.
Yeah, and then the reason why we want them to sanction because we want to be sure the rule and regulation you are using kung tama. Kasi kami lang authorized eh. Now, if you will be sanctioned by our association, we are keeping free of all the service.
Yes, yes.
And if you will not sanction, your record, even you have a good record, you will not be recognized by the international federation.
Yeah, so they really have to pass through
Yes,
NSA. Pero in your case, in your leadership, kahit na hindi member ng PATAFA, basta qualified, magaling, papatakbuhin nyo.
Siguro nakita mo every week, maraming marathon yung competition.
Yes,
Hindi naman sinasanction sa amin yun.
Sa swimming,
Dapat-
ganun ba nangyari sa swimming, Ms.
Nung
Papa?
panahon ko, ganun eh. Kaya marami tayong medal. We are second to Japan or sometimes we are, as I've said, we are beating Japan. Regardless of
member ka
ng
member ka ng PASA, member ka ng ganyan.
tigabundok ka or whatever,
Oo.
talagang ang mangyayari, padadala ka eh. Kasi measurable sports nga yan eh. At kanina, nung tinatanong mo ko, what's the difference between the PASA at saka yung Philippine
PSL.
Singling? Ayoko talaga siyang kumpara kaya hindi ko nasasagot ng maayos eh. Kasi talagang napakasama nung pagpapatakbo doon.
So, okay.
Na-deprive ang mga bata.
Let's
sa
bring it
swimming.
down to the understanding of lay people. Kung alimbawa ka, if I'm a swimmer and I want to swim and I'm very good. Okay, let's say I'm the best swimmer in the country and I want to swim in the Olympics. I want to compete. I want to try out for the Olympics. Maybe I win. Huh? If I'm not a member of PASA, I cannot do this. I have to be a member of PASA. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yan.
Okay.
At yan ay natutolerate ng PSC at saka ng POC.
When in fact, it should be, let the best person...
Oh, measurable
Yes.
sports siya, pinakamagaling. May tryout. Kasi pag, actually, pag nag-qualify ka, Mr. Go can attest to that. Pag nag-qualify ka naman, automatic member ka na eh. Kasi ikaw yung magpapadala eh.
Yes,
Ikaw ang
yes.
magsasubmit ng entry eh,
Yes.
to the secretariat.
Yes.
So automatic, member ka na.
Oh, quick question before I go to another topic. Quick question. Bakit hindi nangyayari to? Bakit kahit magaling, hindi pinapadala? Bakit kailangan maging member nitong organization? Ito yung the best na?
Because a simple word of manipulation. Gusto niya manipulated yung the swimming community. Gusto niya lahat, kailangan dadaan sa kanya. Kahit learn to swim program, coaches must pass through it.
What you're saying is it's about control?
Control, yes, na ma-manipulate
Okay.
yung buong swimming community, the stakeholders. Tapos, ang masakit dyan, yung bayad. Magbabayad ang coach, magbabayad ang team, magbabayad ang swimmer.
Yes. Okay.
It's all about money.
It's all about money. Sana pala isang tulad ni Mr. Go yung president ng National ng Philippine yung PASA para let the best person swim. Diba?
That's
Regardless.
right.
Okay. Anyway, back to my original question, which is the question on everyone's mind. Bakit ba hindi tayo manalo-nalo sa Olympics? I mean, a country of 100 million people, nagpadala lang tayo ng 11 athletes, correct me if I'm wrong, only 11 athletes and 0. We weren't even able to bring home a bronze. Why is that? Now, let's go to Mr. Go. Ano ba yung problema ng ating sports? Lagi tayong kulela.
You know, Bobby, we have 100 million Filipino. And we have so many talents.
Yes.
There were so many talented. It is impossible for our athlete not win any medal. It's only the problem of the leadership. It is the leadership problem. It's not the athletes. If the leadership have the right way to guide, we can win another a medal. You look at, we have the best athlete in the billiard. We have the best athlete in boxing. Manny Pacquiao. We have a lot of talent. We can win. We can beat so many other countries. But what happened to Philippines? You look, for example, like weightlifting. You can see in Olympic, there were so many Southeast Asia countries winning medal already in the Olympic game. Why we cannot win? Because of our president.
You're talking about leadership of
the association
of the National Sports Association.
You know what happened to him? He's not interested with his own association. He's interested with boxing, basketball, football. Those are very high-profile sports. Pag picture taking, nandyan siya. Pero yung association, hindi na askaso eh. Walang medal, even SEA Games. Wala. Yun ang leadership problem. That's the problem with the leadership.
Sino po tinutukoy nyo? Pag sabi nyo, the leadership
a very popular congressman from Bacolod before, former congressman, Congressman Bonico Bendabida.
Mr. Pentavella. Pero he is now the vice chairman of the
No, he's the chairman of POC.
Of POC. Sino yung... Okay, siguro paliwanag ko natin ano po yung struktura ng POC. Yung chairman, si Mr. Pentavella.
Yes.
Tapos, meron ba kong presidente to?
We have President Piping Cojanco.
Okay.
And we have the first Vice President, Mr. Manny Lopez.
Okay.
We have the second Vice President, Mr. Mario Tanchanco.
Okay.
We have the auditor, I think is a woman, I think Cynthia, tapos we have the treasurer, si Julian Camacho.
Yes.
And we have four board members, that's Jeff Tamayo, tapos Mark Joseph, and then
Yung Mark Joseph ni Miss Papa.
yeah, and then
for swimming.
He's the Secretary General.
Dave Carter, and I think that's the composition of the POC.
Pero yung... Again, I go back. Sige po.
Ang problema,
Okay.
halos pare-pareho. Whatever problem we have in swimming, it's almost the same problem of everyone.
Of every every other sport.
Oo. Na yung sa amin nga, paulit-ulit namin sinasabi, na hindi yung open to everyone yung tryout eh. Dapat yan, there must be no membership. Sa swimming, dun siya lumubog.
So, this is what's happening in other national sports associations. The same predicament na nangyayari sa swimming, kung hindi ka member ng NSA, hindi ka pwede mag-compete, Hindi ka pwede mag-tryout. It's the same thing in
Kaya,
shooting,
yes, kaya yun din ang nangyari
motocross.
dun, yun ang nangyari dun sa mga dragon boat, yung mga nangyayari dun sa cycling. Ay, pag kung hindi ikaw yung member, hindi ikaw yung padadala.
Okay. Pero, okay, like Mr. All these people na minention natin, yung current leadership ng POC, I mean, itong mga to, let's say, in previous years, itong ating dismal performance sa Olympics, it has been going on for a long time already. So, ano ho yung problema? Ano yung problema ng POC at ng POC? Bakit kahit natanggalin mo, maglagay ka ng ibang tao dyan, kulelat pa rin tayo? What is going on?
Yung proper na yung mga namumuno kasi hindi nila naiintindihan yung paligsahan. Hindi talaga nasusupervise yung training ng mga bata. Hindi sa swimming, lalo na sa amin. Kasi kung for the last since 1986 when it as I have said before, in-incorporate yung yung PASA.
Yeah.
Ginawa siyang privatized.
Yes, yeah.
So nakikita mo na hindi na nanalo, hindi nagpe-perform. Bakit hindi siya mapulis? Bakit hindi continue pa rin
No, but-
ang
Yes, pero Miss Papa, parang it points to a structural problem. Kasi I remember when Eric Buhain came to head the PSC, the Philippine
Yes,
Sports
yes.
Commission, people were saying, oh, finally, may athlete na uupo. Malaman yung ating needs. He will be cognizant of our needs. He will know what the athletes require. At yung puso niya nandun. Bakit kahit nung time ni Mr. Buhain, wala na nangyari? Lumubog rin yung ating sports. What is the problem?
yun ang talagang nakakalungkot. Kasi yung makikita mo, yung mga sportsman mismo, like yung nabanggit mo nga, yung
Yes, si Eric Buhain, of course.
hindi nila na itama. Kaya talagang ang laki ng problema. At saka palaging nakaugalian kasi yung POC, ang parang nagdidikta over the PSC eh. Di ba, ang nangyayari, sila yung nagsasabi, ito yung bibigay mong yung mga athletes,
Yes.
they are not recognized if they are not a POC member.
Yes, yes.
Yun yung nakikita ko kasing problema eh, na hindi nasusupervise ng Philippine Sports Commission
Yes.
kung sino dapat yung
Yes.
tutulungan. Pag nabigay na yung pera, para bang kahit na ano nangyari, wala lang eh.
Mr. Go, bakit ganito yung nangyayari? Yung POC ay isang non-government organization. Yung PSC ay ahensya ho ng gobyerno. Government agency ho yan. Bakit? Is it true what ayun ba ho nangyayari ngayon? Yung POC pa ang parang namumuno, hindi yung PSC. Ayan ba yung sitwasyon?
You know, since the PSC was created, PSC and POC hindi makasunto all the time siya eh.
Okay.
Now, even like former Chairman Harry Angpin, away sa POC yan. Only now, because President Noynoy give it to Mr. Coangco
His
to
uncle.
decide
Yes.
sino maging-member ng PSC. So, how can PSC now refuse for Mr. Coangco? Lahat yung gusto ni Mr. Coangco, wala siya magawa. Kung hindi, matanggal yung trabaho yan. So, that's the way now. Now, you look what happened now. Lahat yung mga galit ni Mr. Coangco, nahihirapan ng kuha ng ponto. Power yun eh. That PSC created is to finance, to help the athletes. Pero lumalabas masyado political. Mabuti yan talaga. At least naman, the chairman of PSC now, he understand what we are doing. I always challenge him. You look at the record of Patapa. You find out kung sino mga NSA, mga collapse, yan ang dapat ibantay mo. Lahat yung mga NSA ang tangi ng hindi na-liquidate, hindi mo askasuhin mo, bakit hindi mo kami ng track and field? So, laban kami, naging maganda naman. For the record, straight.
Yes.
Last year, all my international competition, more than 10 international competition, lahat abonus ko muna, Paco collection.
Abonado pa kayo.
After I pay, pagbalik yan, tsaka singin yung sa PSC. Ang hirap naman singin naman sa PSC. Ang hirap.
Matagal.
Ngayon, if you look at some of the NSA, they're ready to go for competition. Ngayon, check wala pa. Hindi makaalis.
Yung iba naman ho,
Oo,
nauna yung gastos.
Some of the NSA, hindi naman walang pera pang abonos.
Oo.
Ayaw nila. Kaya hindi sigurado makuha o hindi. Medyo koripot konti siguro. Sa akin naman, nandyan yung agleta. Paano nung sabihin ko, no, tuloy na tuloy. Now, this year, because nung nangyari kay Mr. Kuangko, lumabas hindi kami maganda, ayaw ko na abonos din. Ayaw ko na abonos. Bahala na kayo. Kung ayaw ninyo, bahala. Kung gusto mo, patayin mo ng Dragon Boat, bahala na kayo. Ginawa ni nanay, pinatay ng Dragon Boat.
Yeah, big issue.
Ang taming association pinatay, cycling pinatay na taming association. Ngayon gusto nilang kalawin ng track and field pa.
Mr. Go, we have to take a break, pero let's continue with that in our second segment. Guys, don't go away because more Philippines Uncut and the challenges of Philippine sports when we return.